Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As you know, we're all coming down to the last few weeks of the Jewish year. It'll soon be Rosh Hashanah, and then we'll begin another year. And as we come to the end of the year, we are asked to be a little bit self-reflective. What kind of a year did we have? What were our blessings? What were the difficult aspects of the year? And how did we behave in the year? What types of things did we do? Who were we? And how can we improve ourselves? That's amongst the questions that's asked as we do Cheshbon Nefesh. That's the soul searching. And then we also look forward to a new year. And as we look forward to a new year, we're looking forward to it with hope for a good future. We're looking forward to a happy year, to a healthy year, to a prosperous year, to a good year. The Torah readings are coming to the end of their cycle also, and there's something very interesting that repeats itself through the last few parshiot. And what repeats itself in one way or another is that God has a great concern for his people, because now we're about to enter into the land of Israel. And after walking with God, as it were, the people who had experienced God when they experienced his miracles in Egypt and were redeemed from Egypt and received the revelation at Sinai and were protected by God in their wanderings, they're now going to be on their own. They're going into the land. God's concern is not that they will struggle and suffer there. He's not concerned about the enemies they will face, and he's not concerned about the difficult conditions that they might face. His concern is different. His concern is that the people will do really well, that they're entering Eretz Avat Chalav Udvash, you know those words, a land flowing with milk and honey. And what would the people be like once they had all their needs met, once they were very comfortable? You see, the threat of wealth and the threat of plenty in many ways can be more challenging to our humanity than the need to struggle. Because when we have all that we want and more, we take things for granted. And when we have all that we want and more, we also see ourselves as being powerful, perhaps more powerful than we actually are. And it changes our behavior. I read this wonderful sermon that was written by Rabbi Mitch Wahlberg of Baltimore. He begins by speaking about the song R.E.S.P.C.T. by Aretha Franklin, a song about respect. And he makes note of the fact that the song was originally recorded by Otis Redding, who sang the same song, Respect. For Otis Redding, the song was about the need for respect from his wife. For Aretha Franklin, her call for respect, her demand for respect, was about her demand for respect as a woman and as a black person. Different types of responses to respect. You see, what happens is when you don't have power in a certain way, when you feel powerless, you also are disrespected. Wahlberg then goes on to speak about what took place in Tunisia as the Arab Spring unfolded, and how people were looking for respect in these countries that were autocratic and that took advantage of the weak. It's true throughout the world where the weak are so often disrespected. Maybe God's interest here, that he will be forgotten, has to do not with the forgetting of an unseen, all-powerful God, but rather forgetting the image of God that exists in every human being. For every human being deserves to be respected, whether they are powerful or whether they are without power, whether they are wealthy or whether they are without wealth, whether they are old or whether they are very young. When we respect others, we're actually respecting the divine image in others, and therefore we're respecting God. As we go forward in these weeks and enter into the new year, we have to think about how we are in this world, what we do with the gifts that we have, and how we relate to those who are less fortunate than we are. Shabbat Shalom.